Something is seriously wrong at Walmart, and shoppers are fed up. Not because every digital price tag is secretly raising prices. There is no solid evidence that Walmart is changing the price of milk because the aisle is crowded, or charging one customer more than the person standing beside them. Walmart explicitly says it does not use these labels for dynamic or surge pricing. But that has not stopped a growing backlash. New Jersey has now placed a 1-year pause on new electronic shelf label installations, while the state studies the risks. Lawmakers are targeting what they call surveillance pricing. Shoppers are asking a simple question. If Walmart can change more than 120,000 shelf prices within minutes, how are ordinary customers supposed to know when a price changed, why it changed, or whether the amount at checkout matches what they saw? That matters most to older shoppers living on fixed incomes. A difference of 50 cents here and $2 there may look small to a corporation. Across a full cart, it can erase an entire week of careful budgeting. Today, we are exposing 9 things every Walmart shopper needs to understand about digital price tags. You will see what the technology really does, what Walmart says it will not do, why lawmakers are stepping in, and the simple system you can use to protect every dollar at checkout. Number 1 brings everything together into one shopping routine. It takes less than 5 minutes, requires no technical expertise, and could catch price mistakes before they leave the store with your money. At ReadyShelf, we do not just save money, we expose the system. Let's get into it. Number 9. The shelf changed faster than most shoppers realized. For decades, changing prices inside a large Walmart was a physical job. An employee had to print paper labels, walk through multiple departments, locate the correct shelf position, remove the old tag, and install the new one. Multiply that process by thousands of products, and one price update could require days of labor. Digital shelf labels changed that equation completely. Walmart began publicly describing its large-scale rollout in 2024. The company said the technology would expand to 2,300 stores by 2026. More recent company material describes digital labels as a modern replacement for paper tags that can improve price accuracy, reduce paper waste, and make daily work easier for employees. Reuters reported the most important number: a price-changing process covering more than 120,000 items, which previously could take about 2 days, can be completed in minutes with digital labels. That does not prove prices are being manipulated. It does mean the physical friction that once slowed price changes has disappeared. Imagine an older shopper named Carol. This is an illustration, not a claim about a specific Walmart customer. Carol buys the same coffee every Tuesday because she knows approximately what it costs. With paper tags, a store-wide change might be visible through replaced labels, missing tags, or employees working through the aisle. With a digital system, the number can change cleanly and quietly between visits. Carol may remember last week's price, but she no longer has a physical clue that anything changed. Most shoppers look at a label and assume it has been sitting there for days. Smart shoppers understand that a digital label may be accurate at that exact moment, while still being very different from yesterday. Here is what you do. Stop relying entirely on memory for the 10 products you buy most often. Keep a short note on your phone or a paper card in your wallet. Record the normal price of milk, eggs, coffee, detergent, medications, and any other repeat purchase that affects your budget. You are not tracking every product in Walmart. You are building a personal price history for the items that matter. That single habit turns an invisible price change into something you can recognize. But speed is only the beginning. The next distinction is where many alarming headlines become confusing. Number 8. Digital pricing, dynamic pricing, and surveillance pricing are not the same thing. These 3 phrases are often blended together, but they describe different systems. A digital shelf label is the small electronic screen that replaces a paper tag. By itself, it displays information. It can receive an updated price without an employee physically replacing it. Dynamic pricing means a seller changes a price in response to conditions such as demand, time, inventory, or competition. Airlines and hotels have used versions of this model for years. A lower price may clear excess inventory. A higher price may appear when demand spikes. Surveillance pricing goes further. It uses information about a person or group, such as browsing behavior, location, or purchase history, to influence the price or offer they receive. The label is the delivery mechanism. It is not by itself proof of either practice. That distinction matters because New Jersey's Fair Price Protection Act targets data-driven surveillance pricing and also creates a temporary pause on new electronic shelf label installations while officials study the technology. According to reporting by The Guardian and the Financial Times, the concern is not simply that a screen shows a number. The concern is what pricing systems might eventually be connected to that screen. Walmart says its prices remain consistent for customers in a store and are not adjusted according to demand, time of day, or the identity of the shopper. The company says the labels improve efficiency and accuracy. There is evidence supporting caution against panic. The Associated Press reported on a study examining 5 years of pricing data from a grocery chain using electronic labels. The study found almost no increase in temporary price hikes after adoption and a small increase in discounts. So the honest conclusion is not that every digital tag is a scam. The honest conclusion is that the technology makes rapid changes possible, while policies and laws determine how that power may be used. Most shoppers react to the screen. Smart shoppers investigate the price. Here is what you do. When you hear someone say Walmart is already charging every customer a different shelf price, ask for evidence. At the same time, do not ignore legitimate concerns about future data use. Separate what is technically possible from what has actually been documented. That protects you from too expensive mistakes, trusting every corporate promise without checking and believing every viral rumor without proof. Number 7. The number on the shelf is not enough. Digital or paper, one of the oldest grocery shopping mistakes is comparing package prices instead of unit prices. A large box can look cheaper because the headline number is attractive. A smaller package can appear affordable while costing much more per ounce. Manufacturers also reduce package sizes without reducing the price by the same amount. Shoppers call this shrinkflation, and a digital screen does not make it easier to notice unless you know exactly where to look. Picture 2 containers of coffee. One costs $11.48 and the other costs $9.96. The second looks like the bargain. But if the first contains 30 ounces and the second contains 22 ounces, the first costs roughly 38 cents per ounce, while the second costs about 45 cents per ounce. Choosing the lower sticker price would cost approximately 7 cents more for every ounce. Those numbers are an illustration, but the method is real. Older shoppers are especially vulnerable when labels are small, crowded with information, or positioned low on the shelf. If the product size changed but the packaging looks almost identical, a familiar item can become a worse deal without appearing more expensive. Most shoppers read the largest number. Smart shoppers locate 3 details: the exact product, the package size, and the unit price. Here is what you do. Before placing a staple in your cart, match the barcode description or exact variety on the label to the package in your hand. Then compare price per ounce, pound, count, or fluid ounce. If the unit price is missing or difficult to read, divide the price by the quantity with your phone calculator. Do this only for the categories where package sizes are confusing: coffee, cereal, paper products, detergent, pet food, and medications. After a few trips, the comparison becomes automatic. And here is where the digital system can actually help. A clear, accurate label can reduce outdated paper tags. But that benefit only works if the shopper verifies that the label belongs to the product above it. Number 6. Shelf price, app price, and checkout price can become 3 different reference points. Walmart is not just a physical store. It is an app, a website, a pickup service, a delivery platform, and a nationwide network of stores. Prices and offers can differ depending on how and where an item is purchased. That creates a trap for shoppers who see a price on a phone and assume the same amount will automatically appear inside every store. The app may be showing an online offer, a different location, a substituted product, a marketplace seller, or a previous selection. The shelf may display an in-store price. The register then becomes the final point where the transaction is recorded. None of this requires a conspiracy. A location setting, product variation, or expired promotion is enough to create confusion. Consider a hypothetical shopper who finds detergent for $12.97 in the app. At the shelf, a similar bottle is $14.97. At checkout, the item rings up, at $14.97. The shopper believes she lost $2, but the app listing was for a smaller bottle available through a different fulfillment option. The products look nearly identical. Now reverse it. The shelf shows a valid promotional price of $12.97, but the register charges $14.97. Without a photograph or careful check, the shopper may never notice the real error. Most shoppers compare logos and colors. Smart shoppers compare the full product description, size, and universal product code when possible. Here is what you do. Confirm that your Walmart app is set to the store you are physically visiting. Check whether the listing says sold and shipped by Walmart. Match the package size and quantity. If the shelf price is meaningfully lower than expected, take a quick photograph showing both the product and its label. Do not photograph every can of soup. Save the proof when a promotion, clearance price, or large difference could materially change your total. That photograph becomes important because digital convenience can create a new kind of memory problem. Number 5. A clean screen leaves almost no history. A paper tag sometimes gives shoppers visible clues. A new label may be placed over an old one. A sale sign may include dates. A clearance sticker may remain on an individual product. A digital label can update without leaving an obvious record for the person standing in the aisle. Again, that does not make the current price false. It makes the previous price harder for the shopper to verify. This matters when a promotion disappears, when a rollback ends, or when a customer returns to buy a second item after seeing a deal earlier in the week. The shelf will show today's number with no simple explanation of yesterday's number. Suppose a shopper budgets $60 for household essentials after checking prices on Monday. She returns Friday, and 3 products have increased by a combined $4.50. Each label may be completely accurate, but her planned total is no longer accurate. On a fixed income, that can force her to remove food or medicine at checkout. Most shoppers discover the change after the cart is full. Smart shoppers check high-impact prices before building the rest of the trip around them. Here is what you do. Begin with the 4 or 5 expensive items on your list. Verify those prices first. If they exceed your planned amount, adjust before you spend 40 minutes filling the cart. Also check the dates and conditions printed on rollback or promotional signage. A bright price is not necessarily a permanent price. If no ending date is visible, treat the deal as temporary and avoid budgeting next week's trip around it. The lesson is simple. Digital labels can improve current accuracy while reducing visible price history. Your personal record restores that missing context. Number 4. The biggest risk may be what shoppers fail to notice at checkout. A 60-cent error is easy to ignore. 10 small discrepancies are not. Many shoppers watch items enter bags rather than watching the register screen. Others use self-checkout while managing coupons, produce codes, a phone, reading glasses, and a line of impatient customers behind them. That environment rewards speed, not verification. Digital labels are supposed to improve the connection between shelf and register. Walmart says the system reduces errors and keeps pricing transparent and consistent. That is a real potential benefit. But no system is perfect. Products can be placed over the wrong label. Promotions can have conditions. A shopper can select the wrong variation. A database update can create a mismatch. The important point is not that errors always happen. It is that the customer is the last person who can catch one before payment. Imagine 8 differences averaging 75 cents. The total is $6. Repeat that once a month and $72 over a year. For a retiree, that can cover prescriptions, transportation, or several basic meals. Most shoppers ask whether the final total feels reasonable. Smart shoppers watch the 5 prices most likely to create a meaningful error. Here is what you do. Place expensive products and promotional items together in your cart. Scan them first or last, so they are easy to monitor. If you use a staffed lane, keep those products grouped on the conveyor belt. If you use self-checkout, pause after each one and compare the screen with your photograph or note. You do not need to audit 50 low-cost items in real time. Focus on meat, detergent, pharmacy products, pet food, bulk packages, clearance merchandise, and anything purchased because of a special price. Then keep the receipt. The next move depends on it. Number 3. The receipt is now part of your defense system. Many people treat a receipt as trash the moment they reach the parking lot. That is exactly when it becomes most useful. The shelf is behind you. The digital label may change later. The receipt is your permanent record of what the register charged at a specific store and time. Before leaving, find a quiet place near the front of the store or sit in your car while the transaction is still fresh. Look only at the high value and promotional items you marked. Confirm quantities, discounts, and the absence of accidental double scans. A shopper who discovers a problem 3 days later may no longer remember the shelf position or promotional conditions. A shopper who checks within 3 minutes can return with the product, receipt, and photograph. Most shoppers save receipts only for returns. Smart shoppers use them to confirm the purchase before the evidence becomes difficult to reconstruct. Here is what you do. Circle or highlight any disputed line. Keep your explanation short. The shelf displayed this price for this exact size, and here is the photograph. Ask customer service to review the discrepancy. Remain calm. The employee at the desk did not design Walmart's pricing technology. A clear record will usually accomplish more than anger. If the price is correct and your photograph captured a different product or expired condition, you have still learned something without making a false accusation. If the checkout amount is wrong, you have given the store the information needed to correct it. This is how shoppers turn a vague feeling of being overcharged into a verifiable question. Number 2. New Jersey's action is a warning, not a verdict. In July 2026, New Jersey enacted the Fair Price Protection Act. Reporting from The Guardian says the law bans surveillance pricing based on personal data and places a 1-year moratorium on new electronic shelf label installations while the state studies their impact. That is a major development because it shows the debate has moved beyond social media. Lawmakers are now drawing boundaries around how pricing technology and consumer information may be combined. But the law should not be misrepresented. A government pause on new installations is not proof that Walmart has secretly charged individual shoppers different shelf prices. Walmart maintains that it does not use the labels for demand-based or personalized in-store pricing. The real issue is trust. Walmart sees a tool that can eliminate paper, reduce employee labor, and correct thousands of labels quickly. Consumer advocates see an infrastructure that could make prices easier to change and harder for shoppers to track. Both statements can be true at the same time. A technology may deliver operational benefits while still deserving rules that prevent future abuse. For older Americans, the lesson is not to fear every screen. It is to demand 3 things: prices that are visible, prices that are consistent, and a clear way to challenge discrepancies. Most shoppers wait until a policy harms them personally. Smart shoppers learn the rules while the system is still changing. Here is what you do. Pay attention to official state consumer protection announcements, not only viral videos. Review the privacy and location permissions on retail apps. Disable permissions you do not need. Remember that a shelf label showing one public price is different from a personalized offer delivered through an account. And if your state considers similar legislation, read what the proposal actually regulates. Does it ban the electronic label itself, the use of personal data, rapid price changes, or some combination? Those details determine whether the protection is meaningful. Everything we covered can help on its own, but the real win comes from running all of it together. Number 1. The Price Protection Stack. This is the 5-move system you can use on every Walmart trip. Move 1. Establish your baseline. Track the normal price of 10 repeat purchases. Do not chase every weekly fluctuation. Learn the range that tells you whether a familiar item is still a reasonable deal. Move 2. Verify the exact product. Match the variety, size, and quantity to the shelf label. Compare unit price in categories where manufacturers use confusing package sizes. Move 3. Capture important offers. Photograph only high-value promotions, clearance prices, or discounts large enough to influence your decision. Make sure the product and label appear together. Move 4. Control the checkout. Group the products you want to verify and watch those prices appear on the screen. Do not let a long line pressure you into approving a total you do not understand. Move 5. Audit the receipt before leaving. Check expensive items, promotions, quantities, and duplicate scans. Bring clear evidence to customer service while the transaction is fresh. Now let's walk through a realistic example. Imagine a retired couple planning a Walmart trip with a budget of $90. Their list includes coffee, detergent, paper towels, pet food, chicken, vegetables, and several household basics. Before leaving home, they check their personal baseline. Their usual coffee has ranged from about $10 to $12. Detergent is normally around $13. Pet food has been close to $18. Those three products could consume nearly half the budget, so they will verify them first. At the store, the coffee is $11.48. That is within the normal range. A slightly smaller package is $9.96, but its unit price is higher, so they keep the larger one and avoid paying more per ounce. The detergent has a rollback label showing $11.97 instead of $13.47. Because the difference is $1.50, they take one photograph showing the bottle and digital tag. The pet food costs $19.48, about $1.50 above their baseline. Instead of discovering the problem after filling the cart, they choose a comparable size from a trusted store brand at $16.98. That decision saves $2.50 against the product in front of them. Chicken is priced higher than expected, so they adjust the meal plan and buy a lower cost cut that saves another $3. Vegetables remain within budget. At self-checkout, they scan the detergent while watching the screen. It rings up at $13.47 rather than the displayed rollback price of $11.97. The photograph gives them a precise question to take to customer service. If the promotion applies to that exact product and remains valid, the discrepancy is $1.50. They also catch an accidental double scan on a $2.48 household item. The three confirmed savings in this illustration are $2.50 from comparing pet food, $3 from adjusting the meat purchase, and $2.48 from removing the duplicate scan. That is $7.98 protected before counting any valid correction to the detergent price. Repeat even half of that result twice a month, and the annual protection can approach $100. A family with a larger cart or more frequent trips may identify much more. The point is not to promise a magical number. The point is to stop preventable losses. Most shoppers will never run this stack. They will trust memory, compare package prices, rush through checkout, and throw away the receipt. The system shopper does something different. They use technology where it helps, document the prices that matter, and verify the final transaction. Digital labels are not automatically the enemy. Unchecked pricing is. Walmart may be correct that electronic labels reduce mistakes, improve inventory work, and free employees for other tasks. Critics may also be correct that a system capable of changing thousands of prices in minutes needs clear guardrails and public accountability. You do not have to choose between blind trust and blind panic. You can demand evidence from both sides while protecting your own wallet today. Drop your Walmart experience in the comments. Have you seen digital shelf labels at your local store? Did the shelf price match the register? Tell us what happened, but include the product, price, and location details if you can. Specific evidence helps every shopper. And if someone you know shops on a fixed income and still rushes through checkout without checking the receipt, send them this video. One careful minute can protect money they worked a lifetime to earn. At ReadyShelf, we don't just save money, we expose the systems. Subscribe, stay sharp, and we'll see you in